Which type of valve is required upstream from a carbonating device to prevent contamination? C. Check valve with mesh filter. What is the requirement for a hand washing sink in a food establishment? C. It must provide water at a temperature of at least 85 degrees Fahrenheit. In which area is carpeting allowed in a food establishment? A. Dining areas. What is the requirement for light bulbs in areas with exposed food, clean equipment, and utensils? C. They must be shielded, coated, or shatter resistant. How should outdoor garbage storage areas be designed according to regulations? C. With weather-resistant walls and curb to drain. Which area requires the highest lighting intensity? C. Food preparation areas. What must be done to utility service lines and pipes in food establishments? D. They must be concealed and not obstruct cleaning. Which type of door is required for a toilet room located inside a food establishment? D. A self-closing door. How should hand washing sinks be supplied for drying hands? B. With disposable towels or a heated air drying device. Real quick, before we get to the next question, I want to tell you about something that can save you a ton of time and stress as you prepare for the real exam. FoodSafePal's Food Manager training is built to give you a real advantage on exam day. It's self-paced and takes just over 5.5 hours to complete, so you can finish it in a day or break it up over time. You'll always pick up where you left off. You will hit short interactive checkpoints throughout to make sure you're on track before moving on. Then take a full-length practice test designed to mirror the real exam. And unlike most courses, you will see exactly which questions you got right and wrong, so you know what to review. Pass the practice test and get instant access to your certificate, proof that you're ready for the real thing. Ready to get started? Just follow the link in the description. Which cleaning method is required for ventilation systems to prevent contamination? D. Routine filter changes and duct cleaning. What must be clearly labeled on the original containers of poisonous or toxic materials and personal care items in a food establishment? B. A legible manufacturer's label. Working containers storing poisonous or toxic materials, such as cleaners, must be identified with what? C. The material's common name. Where must poisonous or toxic materials be stored in a food establishment? B. In areas separate from food and utensils. Who can apply restricted use pesticides in a food establishment without supervision? A. A certified applicator. Which of the following is not allowed when using poisonous or toxic materials in a food establishment? D. Using containers that previously held toxic materials to store food. How must rodent bait be stored in a food establishment? A. In a covered, tamper-resistant bait station. Medicines that are stored in a food refrigerator must be C. Placed in a covered, leak-proof container and labeled. First aid supplies in a food establishment must be A. Stored in a kit or container. What is the best way to store raw poultry in a cooler to prevent cross-contamination? D. In a sealed container on the bottom shelf. Which of the following practices increases the risk of cross-contact? C. Using a shared fryer for allergen and non-allergen foods.